has reported not a very great set of numbers actually, but the stock is up in today's trading session. To understand more about the company, we're currently joined by Mr. Mhaiskar. Hi, Mr. Mhaiskar. Thanks so much, sir, for joining in today. First things first, could you explain to us what's this exceptional item, the 103 crore item?
Good afternoon. MEP Infra has declared its Q2 results yesterday post approval and adoption by the board. As far as the numbers are concerned, the company clocked on a consolidated basis revenues of around 447 odd crores. And the PBT, including the exceptional item, is close to around 103 odd crores. This exceptional item is on account of the change in the accounting standards. Since the company has a net worth of close to 500 odd crores, the Ind AS is applicable. Under the Ind AS, there are certain provisions under the, I would say, intangible assets and also on the maintenance expenditure, which were, I would say, booked earlier, have now been reversed. Due to which this specific exceptional item has been reflected.
Okay. Jayant, why were your margins lower on year-on-year basis? According to our calculation, margins were at 82% last year and now they're down to 75%. Could you explain the reason for that? And when can we expect a pickup in your absolute revenue growth?
Sure. As far as the new Ind AS guidelines are concerned, if you see the way the guidelines mention, the company predominantly operates into two specific buckets currently, the tolling and the OMT space. Till last year, under the IGAP, company was reporting I would say, the revenues payable to the authority as a part of the direct expenses. Under the new Ind AS guidelines, we are expected to report that under two things. One is the depreciation oblique amortization, which is reflected, and also on the finance cost. To give a hindsight on the finance cost, if you see the number for 6 months ending September 16, the finance cost on consolidated basis is close to 251 odd crores, wherein actual the interest which is paid to the lenders is close to 190 odd crores, and the balance is the trade accretion which has been added in terms of the new Ind AS guideline. As far as the margins are concerned, the company has recently been awarded 6 hybrid annuity projects. From Q3 onwards, we expect a certain amount of revenue in terms of the top line and profitability to be attributable on account of the EPC contracting work which will happen.
All right, Mr. Mhaiskar, these numbers are mostly backdated, so let's get some forward-looking statements then. When we spoke to you last, you had told us they're going to do an InvIT, going to go ahead with that. You said that in December is the timeline when you'll be looking to file your DHRP. Have you done that, DRHP? Have you done that? Could you tell us what kind of a number are you looking to raise? What will the promoters take in that?
As far as the InvIT is concerned, as we had mentioned earlier, we already have got the in-principle approval from the regulator. Right. As far as filing of the DRHP is concerned, the company is in advanced stage. We are awaiting a few NOCs oblique approvals from lenders oblique authority. Okay. Once we have them, we should be able to file them.
How soon, sir? How soon, and what is the amount?
As I mentioned the last time, the amount is something which will come out once the valuation is decided.
1,500 crores, 2,000 crores, what is it?
Very difficult to say at this point.
Give us some range at least, sir.
It should be in the range of 1,000 to 1,500.
Okay, so, thank you.
Yeah, so basically that would be the, I would say, floor and cap. Having said that, the timing is all, I would say, once we have the approvals in place, we should be able to do it right away.
So yields are going down globally. Is that going to affect the kind of return investors are expecting?
I think the kind of investors who would typically get into the InvIT would be long-term pension funds or long-term players. As far as yields are concerned, the numbers what we have been talking to investors who are likely to invest in the InvIT, we are talking about anywhere between, I would say, a 9.75 to 10.5.
Okay.
So that is the kind of yield what is being currently discussed, but it would be closer to the date where the actual number will pan out.
So for close to a month post demonetization at all the tolls, it was free. No cash, no payment was collected. How is the government going to reimburse you, and what was the loss on account of it, if you could quantify that?
The company is involved in two, I would say, buckets. One is the one-year tolling and second is the OMT space. As far as one-year tolling is concerned, the authority would be giving a waiver on the concession fee payable to the authority for that period of time. The company has also, I would say, put up claims for the O&M expenses in that particular period with the authority. As far as OMT is concerned, the guidelines would be pretty much similar in terms of, I would say, relief on the payment to the authority during that period, and also reimbursement of O&M charges incurred.
When will you get this money, sir? How soon?
We expect the authority to, I would say, revert very soon in terms of actual payment of O&M expenditure as per the concession agreement. So we expect between 45 to 60 days on that.
So Q3 numbers will look weak. You will get, the money will be recovered only later. Is that how we should understand it?
As far as Q3 is concerned, I think the way it will happen is for the period where the tolls were suspended on account of the government policy, I would say the collection numbers will definitely be squeezed, as well as the payment to the authority also will go down.
Okay.
So it will be balancing of the top line and bottom line.
All right, Mr. Mhaiskar, very, very quickly, could you tell us were there any IT raids that took place? What is the status on that front? And also, could you tell us what's your order book very quickly?
As far as the order book is concerned, the company has already backed 6 hybrid annuity projects. We are in the active phase of evaluating another few projects which are up for bidding in the end of this, I would say, calendar year and early next year. Answering your question on the visit by the income tax officials, it was under section 133A where the company has already given the declaration. It was a survey which was conducted, post which the requisite information was provided, and the visit was over.
Thank you, Mr. Mhaiskar, for joining in. All the best for the coming